Hello friends, in yesterday's video lecture we saw partial molar properties for a open system. Now today we want to understand partial molar volume. The partial molar volume of ith component of a system is given by a relation Vi is equal to d by V upon d by Ni bracket complete at constant temperature, pressure and the other number of moles like N1, N2 up to the component Nj, where Nj indicates the number of each component expect ith are held constant. In yesterday's lecture we also saw that same thing. There we discussed that a component X bar, and for that particular component we should calculate the partial molar properties of that particular component. The partial molar volume can be defined as the change in volume of a system when 1 mole of ith component is added to a large quantity of a system at constant pressure and temperature. That means if you have a system and in that system there is a change in volume taking place due to addition of 1 mole of ith component at the constant temperature and pressure by keeping other moles of other component, number of moles of other component constant. That is, what is the effect of number of moles of ith component on the change in volume of a large quantity of a subsystem? That effect is nothing but called as partial molar volume, right? So equation is very similar. How to derive partial molar volume, that totally depends on previous equation. Now partial molar free energy, it is today called as chemical potential, and that is also very important thermodynamic function. The partial molar free energy of ith component of system is given by relation, that is Gi bar is equal to d by G upon d by Ni at constant pressure and temperature, and N1, N2 with the number of moles of component 1, 2 up to the number of moles of Ij component. The partial molar free energy is also known as chemical potential, and it is denoted by a symbol mu. This is very important equation for examination point of view. Sometime question may be asked, calculate the what is chemical potential, how it is derived for the partial molar free energy. So mu I is equal to d by G upon d by Ni at constant pressure, temperature N1, N2 up to Nj. So that equation is called as a chemical potential. The chemical potential can be defined as the change in free energy of a system when 1 of ith component is added to the large quantity of a system at constant pressure and temperature, keeping number of moles of other component constant. In short, what we can see, or what we can tell, that suppose I have a 1 liter of water, and when I add that 1 liter of water in a sea, say having huge quantity of water, then at that time pressure and temperature, if I keeping constant, at the same time number of moles of other water molecule remains also constant, then what is the effect of that 1 liter of water on whole quantity of the system? That is, its change in free energy of a system is called as chemical potential. Okay, so the chemical potential mu is an intensive property. It is not an extensive property. That means it does not depend on amount of substance. That means whatever the quantity of water you have added in 1 liter of water you have added in a, let's say 1000 liter of water, then the effect of that one added water is very small. At that time this property become an intensive property, right? Now a change in a system at constant pressure and temperature will proceed from state of a higher chemical potential to the lower chemical potential until its value is uniform throughout the system. A change in the system at constant pressure and temperature will be proceed from state of a higher chemical potential to the lower chemical potential until its value become uniform. That you have to remember. For a binary mixture, the change in free energy is given by relation. What is binary mixture? A mixture which contains two components. That is called as a binary mixture. There are different types of mixture depending upon the number of components present in it. Suppose there is 3 components, then it is called as a ternary mixture, and so on. So for binary mixture, the change in free energy is given by relation dG is equal to d by G upon d by P at constant dG is equal to in bracket d by G upon d by P bracket complete dP at constant temperature and number of moles plus d by G upon d by T at constant dt at constant pressure and number of moles plus d by G upon d by N1 bracket complete dNi at constant pressure, temperature and number of moles plus d by G upon d by N2 bracket complete dN2 at constant pressure, temperature and N1 and so on. So at constant pressure and temperature, the above equation can be written as whatever the number of moles you have to take, you have to write same for that much number of moles. So dG at constant pressure and temperature is equal to d by G and dN1 d by G upon d by N at bracket complete dNi at constant Pt N2 plus d by G upon d by N2 into dN2 at constant pressure, temperature and N1. Okay, so we'll get equation number 62. But mu1 is equal to what? D by G upon D by N at constant pressure, temperature N2, and mu2 is equal to what? D by G upon D by N2 at constant pressure, temperature N1. So here from mu1 and mu2, substituting in equation 62, you will get what you just see here. dG at constant pressure and temperature is equal to mu1 dNi mu1 dNi. You got this whole dG d by G upon d by N1 P at constant pressure, temperature N2 becomes the mu1. So that is you have to written as mu1. So mu1 into dNi plus mu2 into dN2. On integrating equation number 63, it gives G at constant capital G at constant pressure, temperature is equal to mu1 N1 plus mu2 N2. Now equation becomes 64. Or in general, at capital G at constant pressure and temperature is equal to what? Summation of mu I Ni for ith number of component. For a single component system, this equation can be written as capital GPT is equal to N1 mu or N G bar, or mu is equal to G bar is equal to capital G upon N. Hence, for a pure substance, chemical potential is given by its free energy per mole. For chemical potential is given for a pure substance or for a single component system, the chemical potential is given by free energy per mole. Mu is equal to G upon N. N is number of moles. Now the variation of chemical potential with pressure and temperature. Let me see here how chemical potential vary with pressure and temperature. So first variation. mu I is equal to dg upon d by g upon d by ni at constant pressure, temperature n1, n2, nj. So that is the equation that you have to remember. D by g upon dni at constant pressure, temperature n1, n2, nj. This is the equation called as chemical potential for ith component. Now differentiate this equation with respect to pressure at constant temperature and composition. Then you will get what? D mu I is equal to d by mu I upon d by p at constant temperature, nj is equal to d by upon d by p in bracket d by g upon d by ni bracket complete tnj. That is equation number 68. Now the variation of free energy with pressure at constant temperature is given by dg is equal to what? Vdp. That is also we saw in the previous equation. Or d by g upon d by p at constant temperature T is equal to what? V. So that you have to remember. Now differentiate with respect to Ni at constant temperature and composition. Then equation can be written as d by upon d by Ni in bracket d by g upon d by P at constant temperature and nth number of moles, number of moles of jth component is equal to d by v upon d by ni bracket complete at constant temperature and n number of jth component, which is equal to vi bar. So equation 68 and 69 tell us that d by mu I upon d by p at constant temperature nj is equal to v bar I. This signifies that the rate of change of chemical potential with pressure of any component of a system is equal to the partial molar volume of that component at constant temperature and composition. With respect, again I will tell you above equation, that is equation number 70, signifies that the rate of change of chemical potential with respect to pressure of any component of a system is equal to the partial molar volume of that component at constant temperature and composition. That is, you have to remember, that is the variation of chemical potential with pressure. Okay. Now in next lecture we will see variation of chemical potential with volume and composition. So we will stop here. Okay.